So let's get to these show reviews.
Go ahead, because you can start with The Boys. That's you and Ray Forte, so I'll let y'all lead on that.
Last Thursday, The Boys did their season 4 premiere. Dropped 3 episodes.
What y'all thinking?
I liked it. Did you watch it?
I watched majority of it, but that she really locked into it. I see all of episode 1, and I like her bits and pieces of 2 and 3.
Do you care if we talk about it?
Not at all. Go let her rip.
Ray, did you like it?
I think it is coming off slower than I like it, but I think it's slower than what they would normally push out. I think episode 1 was a slow burn. Like, it's a lot of times I was like, ooh, and then nothing happened. Like when Homelander and Butcher was in the bathroom, I was like, ooh, this is perfect time, they're gonna fight.
Yeah.
Even if it's a little fight, they're gonna fight, but then they didn't. They just walked out with the kid, and then I don't know, it's not as gory this season, and I watch it because I'm like,
but you're way too forgiving because he dying.
Yeah.
It's like you gonna make the cookies. You gonna make the cookies and throw the cookies away. You trying to appeal to his soft spot.
Yeah.
Like Butcher, come on, bro. But I liked the 3 episodes they did. They was cool. I liked how they ended the 3rd one. I always knew like these niggas is my bad. I can't say that, but Homelander definitely schizophrenic.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, he's a crazy nutbag. He's super schizo. Then when he lays at that lady, he had all types of problems, bro. He has all types of problems.
But you know what was so petty that made me crackle? I don't know if you noticed it, but remember when the little boy was crying? So he was like, "Oh, here's a little note for you," and then he was like, "That's what you should."
Like, we petty, bro.
I said, "That's so petty."
Hey, Anthony Starr deserves all types of Grammys for his Homelander role.
Grammys?
Well, Grammys. Give it all to him. Give it all to him.
I know one thing for sure, 2 things for sure. I bet not ever see a nigga eating his own human centipede form again ever in my life.
When that happened?
In the second episode?
Season? This season?
When they went to the truth calling, they was following the guy. Because remember, the black girl went to go see Spark. And then the guy who was obsessed with Spark, he went to the sauna and he could...
Split? Oh, it was one of the splits?
He was in a human centipede style eating it. It was human centipede style. I'm mad because I paid deep attention to the scene. The end part of the centipede was riding his own face, and then they was eating each other's ass all the way up in the line.
I must have missed that.
And then the nigga at the front was getting head from himself. Oh, jacking off his own self as he was getting his ass ate by himself.
That's wild.
Absolutely unhinged, baby.
Yeah, people with them type of... I feel like they really would do that type of stuff, though. If you could, like, multiple copies of yourself, you're going to start doing weird stuff like that.
What do you think about the really smart girl? Do you think she's a good addition to this?
Yeah, it's cool. What y'all think about her, like, general sister? What is it, sister what?
The chocolate girl?
Hey, the name was funny as shit.
Have y'all been paying attention to a response to it? Do y'all think the political commentary is like... I cannot put it like
commentary around.
I haven't been seeing like, people from the right saying that the show is turning into woke.
It's always been that though.
But I see people from the left saying like it's so hilarious seeing people from the right learn in real time that they're stupid and that this show has been left leaning and making fun of them the whole time.
The entire time, yes, the satire.
I thought that was hilarious because I was like, because they was I know they was up in arms over Black Sis being one of the major soups now. So they was like, what is this nonsense?
I don't think they should be up in arms about her being a major suit because I would have thought they would have been up in arms over the protests and then
they was.
The left was the bad side and the right was the good side.
And they were saying that they're making fun of the right and not all people on the right are like that.
You don't understand. Was A-Train trying to rail Homelander when he bought the bodies?
Bodies, yeah.
Like, he didn't tell him to do it.
And he helped Huey mad times.
The girl told him. Remember that before they left, she was like, "We'll be in contact. Just stay here." That's why they all stayed there.
But nobody told him what to do. Well, we didn't see them till him.
But the girl, he bought the bodies to make it seem like Starlight side was what killed them.
I'm just wondering when they said it to him.
But that's also why he told Starlight how would bodies miles away end up there because they died somewhere else.
I still want to see A-Train die from killing that Huey girlfriend way back in season 1. I hated that nigga. I hated him ever since then.
He might die this season. Cause ain't A-Train still sick, right? He still can't run so fast, but so many times because of his heart or something like that.
He's still sick. Yes, I think so.
I think Ryan gonna fight his dad this season, and then season 5 is probably gonna be like them two as the final fight. Oh, just say it.
No, listen. I can always edit this. Is Ryan gay or is he going through puberty?
Well, he like a lost kid, so
You can ask that question. He grown up.
He's timid.
He's cracking. His voice is up. So I was like,
now you gotta consider like grew up too, right? Like, the dad, only his mom. It's like those type of traits without knowing that he's also a psychopath. He's scared of his dad, I think, and he don't.
he's definitely
He also don't like what's going on right now. Like, don't want to be the face of all of this stuff, so he's scared too to like bail against him because he think he gonna kill
Definitely
him.
got Ryan playing a big part in killing Homelander at the end of it all.
I think he wants to be the face, but I don't think he Homelander wants himself to also be the face. Because like, I didn't mind the commercial, but it was when Homelander came, that's when he froze. Why are you here? Like, you always think of my spotlight.
That's his thing. The Homelander always has to make everything
Well,
about
yeah,
him.
that's his thing, but I think Ryan would, because when they was like, oh, you could be like the Harry Potter, like, oh, really? So he was excited, but then Homelander interrupted it.
Y'all think Homelander gonna kill Sister Sage?
Yes.
I kind of think he do too. And in my head too, I was like, if Homelander's supposed to be racist, how is he working with this black woman right now? Don't they kind
Yo,
of like
neo-Nazi
confuse the plot a little
American
bit?
superhero is Chef's Kiss. This season is hilarious.
It all actually makes too much sense.
When
Which is so
MM
funny.
and that other man was wearing in on that protest, hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if, I feel like she'll know when he's thinking about killing her, because if she's supposed to be smart, she should see it.
Oh,
Cool.
real quick. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Y'all finished then. Oh, a lot of discourse around the actor that played MM, Laz Alonso. I just want to remind people.
Who's in-
Milk, Mother Milk, or whatever his name is. Something.
The
black guy.
mother's milk, some whatever the
The
black,
black
guy.
strong guy that worked with Butcher
That
and
be
them.
with.
You know, he be with
Yeah.
Huey, and he the only black person to be with.
And on point this season.
Yeah. So a lot of discourse around him. One, men look totally different with beards than without. And two, please let's stop critiquing people for weight loss, because remember we did that with Chadwick, and remember what the reason was behind that. I saw a lot of that on the internet. I just think that we should stop doing that. Let's not worry about people's health issues or why they lost weight or whatever the case may be, and just enjoy the show. It was a lot of discourse around like he looks
lost more
different.
weight.
People feel like he lost weight. He looks different.
Look good to me.
Yeah, but he did look healthy, but people were just concerned with the weight loss. But I just think we should just not worry about that and just enjoy the show, because they did the same thing with Chadwick. He was sick.
I saw a theory that said that they think that the person that Butcher be talking to, like the other little suit guy that's supposed to represent the CIA, they think that that's like him talking to himself.
Hallucination.
Actually.
All that conspiracy theory
Yeah,
too.
like that's true. I haven't like, when I watch the show, I don't get that impression.
I'm not too deep into the law. Like I said, I jump in and out of the series. Y'all, she could probably answer
I don't get
that.
that impression when I watch the show. They're
I
like,
don't either, because they remember when he kind of being his like they make the scenes as if they did with him and his ex-wife, like when he was talking to her, but then she disappeared and stuff. So, do you think the girl who can explode the heads? Do you
that's the
think
president, right?
She about to be, but do you think she'll be the president? And if that'll change, you think she'll recruit Sister Sage
To do what?
to be on her side? Because I think she's going to turn against Homelander, and I don't understand why she hasn't already popped his head.
You think she can?
Yeah, she pop anybody's head.
Yeah, but Homelander is like strong.
But she could pop your head and you don't know.
Yeah.
That's part about her superpower.
Yeah, and it's his
I
strength.
don't know. She's so afraid of being outed.
And it's his
that's really her
strength
problem.
strictly physical, because if Homelander's strength strictly physical, because if it's only physical, then he might not be able to defend against it.
Yeah.
I'm totally nerding out on some superheroes.
Yeah,
we never seen him
I feel like he can like.
Mine's okay, so he has mental aptitude.
Because in the bathroom with Butcher, he was something like, "Oh, you're about." He looked at him and he was like, "Oh, you about to die soon." So I don't know. He was like, "Your brain is black matter or so." What's up?
X-rayed him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like all the powers of Superman is thinking about something, moving about that thing. Yeah, but these 4 episodes they put out Thursday, we get the 4th episode. Think about Ninja that's not supposed to talk.
Yeah.
He's funny as all the world.
He is so
That's one of the better
funny.
additions of the show. Black Noir character is funny.
Deep is funny too.
Deep
How
is weird.
holding that octopus in the closet.
Yeah, Deep is weird, bro. He is so weird. He is so weird. And then he was about to go give A-Train a head. You wild, bro. Like,
Think about saying no or nothing. He was just like, so he doesn't make us gay.
and then face the girl that cut all her hair off. Then she got put out, treated like trash. She ain't like that. I think she gonna trade on them too, somehow. I'm with.
Ashley.
Yeah,
The girl with the hair.
Yeah.
I think get her name. The lady
What's
that-
my man name? The Aquaman character. He was like,
Deep.
he said he learned how to scare people. He was like, oh yeah.
The president, she just got too many. Like, she didn't care about people knowing that she was a soup. She could have ended this a long time ago, but that's her only weakness. It don't really seem like I mean, weaknesses is just like you gotta know. It's like it's a weakness. It's not like a
Yeah.
you can really see.
His ego is too big. Like, if you...
That's funny though, but he don't really have a big ego. Like, but he don't. It's false confidence. Like if you really look at his
but you
character, it's not
know,
real.
like, you know confidence because you're looking at the show. But in person, I think be like, wow, his ego is
Huge, yeah.
large.
Yeah, it is false confidence, but his big ego makes him act out in that false confidence.
I think it's his power, not really his ego.
Power drives his ego, though.
I guess I could see how you say that.
Yeah. I mean, this season.
I think that we get the start of the Ryan versus Homelander arc.
I gotta drop his nuts first. He can't keep talking like a sucker.
Ryan doesn't understand his power, so
Yeah,
he can't control
but
his power yet.
yeah,
He doesn't even know.
remember when that dude was like, either train him or something like he was like, you train him or we kill him, something like that.
Last year?
It was this season. It was like in the season 3 when he was talking to that little CIA dude, and it was like, I keep telling you that like I don't want to start him training. Like Homelander, he was like, well, it's one or two options: either we use him or we kill. It was like we use him or kill him, something like that. But it's like that's pretty much the timeline that they on with it right now. So, pause it.
I think she can do it.
But, yeah, The Boys. Make sure y'all check it out. Right on Amazon Prime. Drop on Thursday. And on to our next show that we had to come out. Okay. House of the Dragon came back with season 2.
Amazing and underwhelming all at the same time.
Yeah, it was amazing. Hold on. Are we gonna have honest conversations about this episode?
It was mid, underwhelming,
very
but
mid.
it was Okay, I feel that way. That's crazy. I feel that way.
It was
I
mid.
feel that way
Especially
as a
comparing it to the
book
opening
reader.
episodes.
Yeah, compared to last season where it hit.
Like every opening episode, this was the weakest one.
Have y'all read the books? Have y'all read Fire and Blood? Oh yeah, it a total disservice to Fire and Blood. They cut out a lot of characters, a lot of storylines. We didn't see enough of the North. They didn't get into Stark enough. Didn't stay in Winterfell long enough. The Easter eggs, if you didn't read the book, went over a lot of people's heads. They didn't actually disclose the names of Blood and Cheese, and the whole premise in the books is about them being blood and cheese. It's supposed to have been way more violent. The death of the child, although I could have done without they did a good job not making it too graphic. They could have done something else to kind of point home to break the users. I'm thinking about work to break the viewers' hearts a little bit more.
Yeah, that was the most.
Reading in the book is this because reading in the book, Blood and Cheese break into Helena's room. So when they break into Helena's room, Allison is already there. They bound and gag her, so Allison is watching all of this. They then grab her and tell Helena. Helena has 3 kids in the book. And Malor, he takes the 2 boys and says, which of your sons do you want to live? She chooses the youngest to die and the oldest to live. Blood then takes his great sword and decapitates the opposite. He decapitates the oldest boy, lets the youngest son live.
Yeah.
And then she breaks out in a scream. Mind you, Queen Allison is bound and gagged and has to watch this. They also kill like 2 chambermaids. Like it's just way more heartbreaking and graphic and violent in the books. And on the show, it was just very underwhelming. And even then, the way Helena walked away and didn't really respond to it's weird. Like I don't
think so.
If they was trying to portray, compared to the books, it was weird. Like in the book, she was only calm initially, and then because she loses her mind. That in the book is the catalyst to make her mind break further than it already is. So now I'm wondering where they're going to go with her character, because that's a pivotal thing in the book that is a part of her and that causes her mental breakdown.
Yeah, we ain't hear no screaming after that.
Yeah, she just walked away.
Psychological side. Sometimes when you witness something so
Traumatic.
To me, the actor did a good job of being shell shocked. She couldn't scream. She could barely move.
Yeah, because her character don't seem like a screamer, like an existential person. It seemed like she keep it all
But
in.
that's what I'm saying. They totally changed it from the book. She's not a screamer in the books neither, but that is what broke her and finally got emotional release out of that.
They don't have to follow the book exactly because in terms of how she would have reacted. Because I like the fact that Allison was doing something she had no business doing when Elena came in.
That's not even in the writings neither, but I don't know.
Yeah, it was
It's weird, and it was just an all over the place episode. Like they cut out certain character storylines and blended them with other people. Like I said, we didn't stay in the North long enough. For as much as the North means to grow fan base, for us to not stay in Winterfell, it's crazy. But I did like how they dressed Craig, and I'm gonna just get into fine details here. I did like Craig and Stark's character. I love how they gave him Ned Stark's hairstyle. I loved how, if y'all peeped on the back, he had a great sword of their house. It's not breaking down into two anymore, obviously, because it's before Ned died. So we got to see that that they brought the wall back. I like that they also talked about this was overlooked a lot, especially with Danny and John just flying them dragons all over the north. But in the books, dragons don't fly past the wall. So that was a good addition that they added. Like, it was certain things that they kept in that was great, and then they got rid of that I'm just like, eh. It's a lot. Now, of course, I also don't want to ruin a lot of things, but it's a lot of Easter eggs that I'm listening to y'all talk, y'all overlook too. But it's going to be revealing later on in the scene, specifically with Corlys Velaryon.
I don't know. It was just it to be a premiere episode. It was the weakest premiere episode they've done. Like,
because I told them
the ending of it didn't have me like, oh, that's what just happened.
It'd be a great season,
and it sucked because exactly what they was going for. Like, how you go for that and you miss still. It didn't hit it for me.
I saw a lot of. It surprised me to see a lot of non-book readers underwhelmed. I'll be honest. I expected the book readers to be underwhelmed after I saw it, because I'm like, okay, that is down. But even to hear y'all say y'all underwhelmed, I'm like, y'all exactly underwhelmed about
the whole episode.
Direction, cinematography, like in one, for instance, in the last one we seen. I like the direction of we're seeing them do the little sword fight on the horses, and then his wife is dying in childbirth. Like, it's graphic enough, but it's gritty enough, and then we're
they opened up the first one. Yeah, that's everybody was talking about. Like,
it was going to do another strong scene like that. Then it should have been the kid dying, and it should have been like a cinematography of, contrast of Allison doing something, or even Damon doing something. Damon sneaking back home, and
they need that crew back. I don't know what's the status. I haven't checked on it in a long time, but Miguel Chapotnik needs to. I don't know if he's left or came back or whatever the case may be, but Dan Condor and Miguel Chapotnik, if they're on this show and that's what they put out, they need to go back to the drawing board. But I believe Miguel Chapotnik left, and is a lot to me what's wrong with why it's so up and down, because he comes and goes. His relationship with the showrunners is weird. He's there to produce and then he'll be gone. And
did they do that on behalf of Rhaenyra?
What?
Kill the baby.
Yeah.
But she said she wanted Aegon, not whatever they did. I mean, book reader, so don't spoil it. So I'm asking this question hypothetically. Y'all think she's gonna be mad at them for doing it?
I think so. They should have killed.
You see it in the previews. She says it in the previews. You just messed up, but you just tarnished my claim for the throne. You soiled my claim for the throne. She was talking to Damon when he said that. But the reason I was saying,
Damon is the one that ordered that hit.
Yeah.
Maybe I did. Yeah.
What is going on?
That's how uninteresting it was, y'all. Seriously, like that.
Damon had
it didn't have me engaged.
He went over there and was.
He met with Blood, and she just set it up, and they was like, "What if we don't see Aemon?" And then they left it on the cliffhanger, but on the cliffhanger. But then in the after show,
I think he said.
No, he didn't. They left it on the cliffhanger, and then in the after show, they told us that in that cliffhanger, Damon didn't tell them to kill Jaehaerys. Jamin just said that if you don't, then find another. I think they said if you don't, you find Aegon, but he did not explicitly tell them to kill that child.
No, he didn't tell him to kill the child. I thought that he said if you don't find Aemon, that he was going to kill them. That's why I guess they probably was like, well, let's just take the baby, because
Chapotnik is needed back on that show. And for context, Miguel Chapotnik is the director and producer on all of the best episodes in the original Game of Thrones, specifically the Battle of the Bastards with John Fort Ramsay. He was the director of all the good episodes of Game of Thrones. He needs to come back and add his creative touches, because the show sucks.
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, even like the look of season 1, episode 1, just looked better than what we got this time. Like, opened up so velvety smooth on season 1, episode 1. Blood red curtains around, screaming people, and you felt the intensity of the scene. Like, I didn't move when what's happening.
The intro, I like the Tapestry intro this year, because it tells, again, as a book reader, it tells a lot of different but again, it just could have done a lot to be a more non-reader friendly. Like the eggs I was seeing that I was hype about, I was seeing everybody else in the room just looking at it regularly.
Yeah, bro, you ain't see you some people on Twitter talking about it, but you got to make your algorithm talk about it. Nothing that people just naturally it's cool. It was
very underwhelming.
You went to different places all the time. You didn't stick in one place with one family for too long. Like, Also, was Allison having sex all over the place?
Yeah,
like,
they don't explain none of the houses well.
Yeah.
Because the houses have all changed. None of the major players are the same as they was in the original Game of Thrones. We have House Rain, and they don't even explain the significance of House Rain. The Blackwood versus the Bracken. Remember in the first season, the little boy and that older gentleman got into a sword fight over Rhaenyra's honor.
Yeah.
That started a centuries-long beef. Show that play an integral part, because then each of them houses, I think, both houses are beefing, but they're on the same side of the wall, so they think they have to fight alongside each other. Like, it's so many subplots and plots that was interesting that they just totally just dropped, pooped on. Now I can spill the beans because it's obvious they're not going to be there, but there's a dragon there's supposed to be a dragon rider named Nettles. She's a young black girl. She's the only dragon rider that's a non-Targaryen. She learns how to ride dragon because she feeds them sheep. They've completely gotten rid of her character. She was one of them.
My bad.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say they also about to start another Game of Thrones series.
Yeah, the Edge Knight.
Yeah,
that's gonna be dragon-less, and I don't think that one's gonna be a success. People want to see dragons. I'm just being honest. Like, people want to see dragon-less.
We ain't see dragons until late in the original Game of Thrones. I don't think that's the selling point of Game of Thrones.
But now that once we were introduced to them, people want to see dragons. Because
I don't know.
Because in the fandom,
I don't think I would just stop because they don't have dragons.
Even in the fandom, the most requested series out of all three that are on the table right now is the Aegon the Conqueror's Conquest, when they originally conquered Westeros. Don't nobody want to see the Hedge Knight. We don't want to see a little bald kid and his bodyguard run through the Seven Kingdoms getting into shenanigans.
No, that I agree with you, but I'm just saying on the point of, like, they just took out dragons completely. And they choose the wrong story.
Was it because I said he was bald?
I'm saying because, like, if they choose the wrong story, like they
that's
just take
the
out
wrong
dragons.
story. Yeah, I hear you. I'm just saying, I think the consensus would be a lot of people want to see that a good dose of the dragons. The dragons and the Targaryens are the driving force behind a lot of the Game of Thrones fandom. People literally every Game of Thrones season change their names to Targaryen, change their profile pictures to Targaryen symbols. Like,
yeah, but that's about the dragon. No, that's about the allegiance to the house.
I disagree. I think the dragons have their own fandoms individually. Like,
they changed their name to Dragon, not Targaryen.
No, I'm talking about each individual dragon. They have actual fandoms. Like, you have people that only watch the show for Vhagar. Like, Vhagar's on screen, people go crazy.
I think if they're strong, like those mid Game of Thrones, like series.
Do y'all believe the writers to still be that good to make it interesting without dragons? I think y'all are like, let's talk about like the difference in dialogue, right? And then dragons came when the dialogue was still good. Now the writers are gone. They don't think they have the strong enough writers to make it interesting without dragons anymore. I think they've gotten, the people that are still there have gotten incredibly lazy, and all the talent that was not there anymore.
But they was never original writers, though.
Yeah.
It's not like it's original writing. Now you're critiquing something else because it was never original writing. So now you're critiquing something else. The writing from the books, they wasn't.
No, they weren't writing from the books. The book stops at, first of all, so many stories is different from the book to the show. They change a lot. They have writers that write. George R.R. Martin has gone on numerous times to say the remainder of the books. Well, first of all, in the books, Dany's dragons are not grown. Dany's still in Marine in the books. Dany hasn't even gotten to Westeros yet. So we're only like in season 2 in the books. Robb has just died. Like, the Red Wedding just happened. Snow just got stabbed on the wall. He hasn't been brought back to life yet. Like, the books are not even at that point yet. So we can't, like, that's what I'm saying. Everything after season 3 is their writing. It doesn't exist in the book at all.
Oh, that's everything. 7, 8 was stuff that was
from 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 is all their own work.
7, 8 sucked. So, but 4, 5, 6 was good.
Tommen committing suicide was fake. The blowing up the Scepter of Baelor was fake.
But
none of these things happened.
Game of Thrones was popping before they introduced dragons, though. So
and that's why the writing was so good. When they were writing based off the book, that's when it was good. Once they had no more original source material to write from, it went downhill.
Some people say that 4, 5, like some of the best seasons to people. 4, 5, 6. Nobody really cared for 7, 8, but 4, 5. It's like season 3, season 4, season 6. Them like some better seasons to people. Yeah, I'm an original Game of Thrones watcher. Like, I started watching Game of Thrones till season 5. Like, and I tried to watch it the first time. It just didn't do that draw for me. Even though on the first episode we saw Bran breaking his legs because he fell out the window. Like, this didn't do it for me.
Also, it goes season 5 is the end of season 5 is the last of the book series.
Yeah, 6, 7, 8. 6 is good. 6 is a good season. 7, 8 is like, that's cool. Nah, I'm good.
When did Jon die? Because Jon died in the books. He's not brought back to life yet.
In the book, season 5, the most recent book series at the time was A Dance with Dragons.
Does John die in the Dance of Dragons? I mean, John, answer my question. Look it up, please. That's all I was asking. But yeah, the writing dies off after the source material goes away. So the only time the writing was ever good was when they was able to write based on the books. Once the books stopped, it was over with.
Oh, they had the same writers from Game of Thrones on House of the Dragon?
No, people have gone to do their own thing now. That's even the directorial style. That's why it changed, because I forgot Dave and whatever the other guy name was got signed to do a Star Wars project, so they rushed season 8 just to get fired from the Star Wars project because season 8 was so bad.
Yeah. This episode wasn't it.
It's just so much trash.
It's so bad too, because like I almost feel like I can just miss the next episode and be okay. That's not how I really want to do it. Like I'm geeking to watch this episode, so I'm like, oh yeah, people be talking about it.
It was very underwhelming.
Be engaged, and nope, just wasn't there.
And they have source material to base it on, and it still sucked. Like, why are you leaving out the things that people are most excited about? Why did you write out Nettles? Why did you end right?
But I'm a fan. I'm gonna stay engaged. I'm gonna stay watching it.
I'm definitely gonna stay engaged, because I ain't gonna lie, I like the Easter eggs. I like when the girl says she dream of rats, and then right in the next scene we seen a rat catcher walking around.
You gotta pay attention to, what's her name, the one that always be making the predictions throughout
Helena.
Helena, yeah, you gotta pay attention to her. Whenever she say something, just
That's
know
a
that somebody
Targaryen
gonna see.
trait, though. Every so often it's called, I forgot what they call them, but truth seers. Yeah, dream seers. Born with those abilities every so often. But yeah, Jones was very underwhelming.
All right, man, let's get into this dish now.